Monotones II was a piece created by Frederick Ashton in 1965. Overall, as I watched the piece, I found it to be very captivating as an audience member. The sense of peace that the work gives off is very calming and makes the piece enjoyable to watch. I enjoyed the quality of movement that Ashton used throughout the piece. All movements were very fluid without an end. This created the calming sense mentioned above. The movements were also repetitive, which to me represented the title Monotones. I also liked the costume's choice for this piece. The color white is known as a peaceful color, so it complemented the peaceful flowing movement. The way the costumes were form-fitting and covered the whole body strongly complemented the detailed movements of the dancers and also made the three dancers appear similar, once again bringing in the idea of monotone. I also liked the continuous connection between the dancers. These connections created a radiating energy between the dancers that drew me in as an audience member. However, I disliked when one male dancer separated from the other male and female dancers towards the middle of the piece. I felt as though this disrupted the energy and fluidity of the piece. I found that a strength of the piece was the overall mood that it created. The mood was almost entrancing as it pulled the audience into the piece. This mood was created by many aspects of the piece, such as the costume's color, the fluidity of the movement, and the calming music used. Throughout most of the piece, the dancers were oriented very close together. If they were not touching, they were still right beside each other performing the same movements. I found this orientation to be a strength because it created energy that radiated between the dancers. However, this also created the biggest weakness I saw in the piece. When one male dancer would separate from the other two dancers towards the middle of the piece, it was weakened. This disrupted the strength of the energy and connection of the dancers. My peers and I had similar interpretations of Monotones II. I agree with my peers that Ashton was trying to create a sense of uniformity or gender neutrality with the use of costuming. The costumes were identical for both the male and female dancer. The only difference was that the female performed the piece on point. I also agree that the spacing of the piece played with the idea of monotone in that the dancers moved and used levels yet kept returning to the same general area of the stage. Again, I agree with my peers that the music of the piece did not overpower the movements of the dance. Instead, it complemented the movement. I do, however, disagree with the idea that this piece created a haunting mood. Throughout the piece, I never once got a haunting feeling, but the complete opposite feeling of peace. Overall, I and my peers found the elements of Monotones II to complement the title. Although the piece was monotone on many levels, Ashton did an excellent job of still creating a piece that was captivating to the audience and gave them a sense of peace.